Here's an urgent alert from the Student Loan Hotline. The average student loan debt is $25,000. Have you been out of college for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? If you are struggling with paying off your student loan, if you are past due, Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop harassing collection calls, even eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the Student Loan Hotline right now. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Fascinating.
For over 30 years, and still your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
What the hell's going on out here?
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Foreman is as poised as can be!
Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, carried, of course, live from the Sports Byline Studios here in the City by the Bay, San Francisco, California. Yes, that man was correct. My name is Pedro Fernandez. Of course, 35 years now, the longest-running fight show in history, often imitated but never duplicated, fortunately. Bottom line is, we've got open phone lines for this first hour. Larry Merchant will be here in a few minutes. Of course, we're talking Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, right? Looks like that heavyweight showdown is set. It's going to happen. That's right. Probably in a couple of months. We'll talk about the exact date. They haven't set that in stone, but it looks like Vegas. They're talking about New York as well, but it's probably going to be Las Vegas. Of course, the big fight, the heavyweight fight that was supposed to happen was involving Anthony Joshua, the undefeated 2012 Olympic gold medalist, but he may be the odd man out here. He may have played himself a bad hand. He and his promoter, of course, Barry Hearn. Bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's going to be Wilder and Fury in a shootout for the heavyweight crown of the WBC. Of course, the winner, I guess, to fight Joshua down the road. But, man, what a fight this will be as far as two guys wanting at each other. We'll hear from both guys after the first break. Larry Merchant will be here as well. Our text line, you can text us, right? No longer to, you don't have to get involved. Come on the air. Maybe embarrass yourself. Act like a fool. I understand. The guilt-free, no-commitment text line. It's hot. It's happening. The number, 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. That is the Ring Talk text line. You are listening to Ring Talk Live Worldwide from the City by the Bay, San Francisco, California. My name is Pedro Fernandez, the executive producer, Mr. Scott Cuddy. We've got 2 hours of MMA talk. That's right, boxing and MMA right here on Sports Byline with Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Stay tuned. We'll hear from the WBC heavyweight champion, talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the linear world heavyweight champion. Straight up, Larry Merchant after that. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently, even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
iHeartRadio loves music, so let's count the ways. Over 20 million songs from 800,000 artists, all free. And like Pandora, you can create your own custom station from any of those 800,000 artists. Just tell us an artist or even a song that you like, and we'll build a custom playlist for you. Add to that thousands of the best live radio stations, and you'll never have to worry about finding the perfect song for your commute, mood, or party. Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. iHeartRadio is that easy. Download our iHeartRadio app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Boom. Thank you very much indeed, John. Tyson Fury, congratulations. You've won every round on the card of the referee. A shutout victory over 10 3-minute rounds. Give us your assessment of the performance you've just produced.
I think it was a calculated boxing performance, as promised. We come here to get the good rounds in, the good 10 rounds with a good tough man. Quite durable. I was working on my boxing, trying to slip and slide, use the jab, and get the rounds in, really, and we was very happy with the performance.
Indeed, you did get the rounds in. More boxes checked on your continuing progression and return to the boxing ring. How did it compare to your first outing after 900-plus days out?
Yeah, well, I thought that was a step up of opponent, and a better boxing display. You know, it's no secret. I need the rounds. I need to box and move and slip and slide and prove I can still go the 10 rounds. And I've plenty left in the tank, which I did there tonight.
You most certainly did. Let's have a word with the man who's guiding this comeback, Frank Warren, Hall of Fame promoter. You've said that Tyson Fury's return to the boxing ring is a process, but negotiations going on for a showdown against the WBC champion, Deontay Wilder. How advanced are those negotiations? Where is Tyson Fury in the process of his comeback?
Well, very, very advanced. He's over there. Asked him. Get him over here.
Well, let's bring in the man holding that coveted green strap, the undefeated WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the bronze bomber, the self-styled Baptist, Deontay Wilder. Now here you are, Deontay, face-to-face with a man you came face-to-face with after your successful title defense against Arthur Speaker in January 2016 in Brooklyn. How far are negotiations between yourself and Tyson Fury for a showdown between the reigning WBC champ and the lineal heavyweight champ? Where are we in terms of those negotiations?
Are we ready now? This fight we are having is on. This is on. This fight is official. It's on, baby. Y'all can get ready. This is what we've been waiting for right here. The best fighting the best.
So you've said that the fight is on. When and where will the fight take place?
All will be revealed next week. Wait till next week. But the fight is on. It's on.
Well, Tyson Fury, listen to the ovation that this news has received. A fight between yourself, the lineal heavyweight champion, a man who's never lost his titles in the ring, against the reigning WBC champion. 40 wins out of 40, 39 inside the distance, a 98% knockout ratio. How much does that whet the appetite to face off against the undisputed WBC champ?
You know, we are two men who will fight anybody. This man has been trying to make a big fight with the other chump. I think we all know who we're talking about. The biggest house inside box.
Tyson, we're live on BT Sport. We're live on Showtime. If we could keep the language clean, it would be most appreciated.
Bring it back here, man. Listen, they called. I answered. I said, send me the contract. They sent the contract. I said yes. And now he gets his chance to fight the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. My promise is, I got me rounds here tonight, 10 rounds. But one thing I promise when I go to Las Vegas is I'm knocking you the out, boom. Boom.
Apologies once again for the industrial strength language, but these are two fighting men who are keen to get it on in the boxing ring. Deontay Wilder, you've heard what Tyson Fury has to say. You've heard how he thinks the fight is going to go when you guys square off in the ring. How do you forecast a fight between yourself and fellow undefeated former champ Tyson Fury?
Well, that's one thing Tyson Fury has never had. He didn't have many belts, but he's never had the WBC belt. And if he ever think about having this belt, he better wake up and apologize to me because he'll never have this. I can't wait to fight you because I am going to knock you out. This, I promise you. Every victim that stepped in the ring, I'd have knocked them out in devastating fashion. You've never been knocked out, but you're going to feel the experience, what it feels to get hit by the bronze bomber.
Listen, you can't knock out where you can't hit, bum. This man couldn't land a blow on me tonight. First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ for giving me the victory here tonight. And second, I just want to say, Belfast, you are beautiful! I love you guys! Every time I come to Belfast, it's like a homecoming. It's like a homecoming for the Gypsy King. And 25,000 people came in here tonight and stood in the rain to witness me fight. I promise you, I'm taking the WBC title and I'll bring it back and defend it right here in Belfast.
Final word to you, Deontay, if you could make it brief, please.
This has been an amazing journey. Belfast, you guys has been great. Your welcome has been wonderful. You're wonderful people. I'm happy to be here. But I'm sad to tell you, Tyson Fury will not be bringing the WBC belt back here. You guys can see me.
Well, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, thank you very much indeed. We have to wrap it up there, but the fight has been set. The lineal heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, against the reigning, defending WBC heavyweight champion, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. The fight has been made. Stay tuned for further announcements as to where and when that fight will take place, but it is now official. Two champions facing off in the boxing ring for the WBC heavyweight championship of the world.
Little funny dialogue there between the announcer and, of course, Tyson Fury. I mean, he rolled his eyes. He didn't have to tell him, hey, clean up your language, this and that. Obviously, he should just continue, but he felt a little stifled. Bottom line is, it was a decent interview in that we got some excitement on this in the heavyweight division. Of course, I'm talking about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury sometime this year in Las Vegas. Now, to bring in the Godfather, the retired Godfather from HBO, Larry Merchant, to get his view on things. Larry, a very good morning to you, sir.
And to you, Pedro.
You heard the interview. The fight's on. Is it on? I heard Warren hesitate there when he asked him when it was going to happen. I heard, they sort of hesitated. But do you think this is on?
It sounds like a very good opportunity for Wilder. It sounds like they're still negotiating where the fight will be and what amount of money the fighters are going to split up and all that good stuff. And the interview, the post-fight interview, was more interesting than the fight itself, as most of us expected, and that's why we're talking about it.
Larry,
two optics that I think are important, Pedro. Yeah. One is that Fury, who is a big personality as well as a big human being, put 25,000 people into a stadium in Belfast. And secondly, that he has, and importantly, he has reduced his weight again.
Girth.
He was supposedly way up in the 300s when he was having all the problems with addiction and depression after he beat Vladimir Klitschko. And in this fight, he was, I think, down into the high 250s or low 260s, and he still needs to take off 10 or 15 pounds to be at his best, I think. But he's moving in the right direction, and it would be a big fight and set up for the winner a shot at Joshua in a bigger fight.
Okay, and this is not a joke, but the gentleman's name that Tyson Fury fought, his last name was Pinata. I mean, so you could just take it for that. It was 10 rounds of Tyson Fury and Francisco Pinata. Francisco Pinata weighed 258 pounds.
It was a workout for Fury.
As well, and he needs it. Of course, he was off a long time, and a guy like that needs it. You know, Deontay Wilder, regardless of what anybody says about his defensive lapses and things like that, and the fact that I thought that referee sort of saved his bacon that last time with Ortiz, or possibly saved his bacon. You know, he comes out shooting. He's a shooter. I mean, he's going to come out.
He's not just a shooter. He may not be a classic boxer, but he's learned over the years how to use his size and quickness to stay out of trouble or to start some trouble. And yes, Ortiz, who was a real force, gave him an excellent fight, and he showed that he's got some cojones, and that sets all this stuff up. But I wouldn't underestimate Wilder. He's got some skills, and he's quick with his power punches. But I wouldn't underestimate Fury either. He's a giant of a man who can move and will be highly motivated to be at his best for that fight.
You don't think Wilder's going to come out here and try to drop the trigger on him as quickly as possible?
I don't think that's the way he functions. I think he'll size Fury up and see what the size difference means, if anything, and see what the quickness difference is between them. And then he'll see what he can exploit. He's going to reach out to him, but we don't know that Fury is that vulnerable to big punches because he's such a big man, and we haven't seen him in with a real puncher except for Klitschko. And now Klitschko was a boxer as well as a puncher, and he was just outwitted by Fury when they fought. So I don't take either for granted. I think that given the expectations and given the caricature of these two men, I think Wilder has some boxing skills in the ring, and I think Fury is a guy who has, when he needs it, some fury.
Larry Merchant on Sports Byline. On the other side of the break, I'll ask the Godfather about, of course, Anthony Joshua. Where does he sit in this position? The so-called heavyweight champion of a whole lot of sanctioning bodies. What does that mean? Belt. Do belts really matter? And Tyson Fury is referred to as the linear world heavyweight champion. What does that mean? We'll talk about all of that on the other side of the break. You tune to Ring Talk live on Sports Byline.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies? But you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to call InventHelp for free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
I don't care about your past.
The Godfather of Soul, James Brown, the retired HBO Godfather, on the line from Southern California to talk about Larry Merchant. And Larry, linear or lineal means that it's descended from or handed from one person to another, right?
Correct. There's, in theory, a long chain of fights in every division, and to be the champion, you got to beat the champion, and as long as you don't lose the championship in the ring, you're the champion. But of course, that's been that in itself was abused with fighters refusing to defend their titles many years ago, and now it's abused because there are so many titles in every weight class and so many weight classes that you have to be a Rubik square champion to keep up with it.
We're talking heavyweight boxing. Let me go through the heavyweight boxers right now. Of course, Alexander Povetkin is sort of like the guy Anthony Joshua's going to fight. And of course, he's had some steroid issues. That's going to go down November, take it back September the 22nd in Wembley Stadium. But Joshua is 21 in zip. Wilder's 40 in zip. Povetkin, the opponent, with an asterisk next to him, 34-1. Tyson Fury, 27-0. These guys, it was supposed to be a round robin involving Anthony Joshua first. How did he get out of the picture?
I'm not sure of the economic dynamics and exercisers. It surprises me a little bit that that Fury would fight Wilder, a fight in which Fury will be the underdog, before he would fight Joshua, because that would be such a massive event in Great Britain. But maybe the feeling is that A, Fury might upset Wilder, and B, if he holds his own and loses, that an eventual fight with Joshua will happen anyway.
I'm leaning to the opinion that Tyson Fury really thinks he can win, and this
of course he does. And when the guy's never been defeated and come through what he's come through, and like all of these guys, I mean, Povetkin only lost to Klitschko, so they've all been guided through the shoals of the boxing scene, and have had very few major fights, and we'll find out about them soon enough. From my understanding, both of those fights, those heavyweight fights, might happen in November.
Tyson Fury, how can I put this? He carries his own as far as personality is concerned. The 25,000 seats that he sold last night in Belfast, of course, he could probably do that in the UK as well. Deontay Wilder could probably sell about 8,000 or 9,000 seats in Mobile, Alabama. Does the belt mean all that much? Is Wilder's belt all that significant here? That you see my point?
Well, I am curious about it as well, Pedro. What if Wilder were to beat Fury and look impressive, and then what if he would beat Joshua? Would America claim to have the heavyweight champion of the world, and would he become a celebrity in America, somebody who transcended boxing itself, as many heavyweight champions have in the past? And we don't know, because we haven't had a real American champion in so long. Is there enough interest, even by people who are not boxing fans, to wake up one morning and read in the newspaper that an American fighter has become the heavyweight champion of the world? He's undefeated. He knocks everybody out. Will he be on the late night talk shows? Will he become a celebrity beyond boxing? And we don't have an answer to that, because we haven't had a serious American champion for a quarter of a century or more.
Oh, Mike Tyson?
Well, Tyson, of course, was an international figure, but we had Holyfield, we had Foreman, we had Riddick Bowe. They were all serious heavyweights, crowd-pleasing heavyweights, but that's been since the early 90s. So, and here we are, approaching the end of the teens, and we haven't had a real heavyweight champion. So we don't know, in the current climate of the sporting world and the popular culture, whether the heavyweight champion means that much anymore. And Wilder has the kind of style and the kind of personality that might make it happen, but until it happens, we won't know if it can happen.
But and I think that you're so correct in the fact that he can carry himself in front of the microphone. I mean, he can be eloquent, he can be bold, he can be cocky to an extent. I mean, he's got all the parameters as far as a good face as far as boxing is concerned. I'm serious. I mean, 40-0. Granted, not all 40 guys have been the greatest guys in the world, but he's licked everybody put in front of him, and you can't take that away from him. 40-0, 39 knockouts. Of course, he and man, I'm concerned more about the location, because I really think this will be a mega fight, a bigger fight in Europe than it would be in the United States, just in my opinion.
I don't think there's any doubt that they could put a lot more asses and seats over there. But if Wilder is trying to make a case for himself in a negotiation with Joshua, this is an opportunity for him to prove that he can do that. Maybe in New York, maybe in Vegas. Certainly, it'll get a lot of media attention. I don't know how it plays itself out. What we do know is that both Brits put more people in seats.
Andy from Miami says that the heavyweight championship of the world used to be the most prestigious prize in all of sports. What happened to that value?
Well, that was when America dominated the heavyweight division. Okay. When we had wildly successful and popular fighters from Dempsey to Joe Louis, Marciano, and then Ali and onward. That, and when boxing was a bigger thing in the sports culture. So is it possible that Wilder can become like Hamilton on Broadway, become wildly successful, despite the fact that Broadway doesn't mean what it used to mean? Hey, we'll see. If he gets the opportunity, will he seize it?
Nobody can tie Hamilton into boxing other than the Godfather, Larry Merchant. Larry, very good day to you. Say hello to the Godmama for me, please.
Have a good day yourself, Pedro.
The great, the Hall of Famer, the one and only, folks, Larry Merchant, live on Sports Byline. Straight up, you're tuned to Ring Talk, live worldwide. Next up, we'll talk about the weekend in boxing. That's right, a whole lot of other fights other than the Tyson Fury fight. Straight up, you're tuned to Ring Talk, live on Sports Byline.
It's time. It's time to see who's the best. It's time to see who's the heavyweight, who's the baddest man on the planet. I know I am. Are you guys ready for this test? Are you guys ready for this American boy right here to bring back the heavyweight division like he's done it? To have one champion, one face, one name, and go by the name of Deontay Wilder. I declare war, baby. What's your response to that?
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Who's done it? We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
Want to stay in touch with your favorite Sports Byline USA Network hosts? Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Sports Byline USA. You can also see the latest news in the world of sports, learn about upcoming contests and giveaways, plus catch up on guest info so you never miss a moment with the biggest names in every sport. Football, basketball, baseball, MMA, and more. No matter where you are in the U.S. or around the world, you can stay connected to the host and fans who love what you love. So check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Sports Byline USA.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage.
Excuse me, but am I invisible?
Possibly from Pluto. I'm gonna call the police.
What for? The call costs more than the car.
Yes, and it costs more than the condom I should have used the night you were conceived.
I want a balloon.
You already got one.
Honey, why don't you just stay home and bowl me over?
Because, Peg, I prefer a place where my balls are returned promptly. Well, mercy, congratulations. I didn't know you were expected.
All that jumping must have expanded my foot.
And I see you must have fallen on your butt a time or two.
How dare you say that to my face?
Well, I'd say it behind your back, but my car's only got half a tank of gas.
That's very touching, honey. Now rub my feet.
Peg, I wouldn't rub your feet if a genie popped out of them.
Now, more Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Whoa! On the soul side of town, the new Tower of Power LP, of course, 50 Years of Funk, brought to you by the boys from Oakland, California, Mila Castillo, Steve Koopa, the founding members, of course, still doing their thing, rocking and rolling. Check out towerofpower.com. The new album is rocking. It's hot, man, no doubt about it. I happen to like a couple other cuts on it, but this title track, it really it exemplifies what Tower of Power is over 50 years. Just funk, everything put together. Can I say it's sort of like a buffet of funk. That's all I can say. Bottom line is, we'll bring another guy that knows a little bit about funk and boxing. Talk about Mr. Sin City, Las Vegas' very own Johnny Signorella. John, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
You as well, Pedro, and to all our listeners.
Okay, let's talk about the weekend of boxing. Outside of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder doing their thing over there, what happened? Bring me through the weekend.
First of all, Frampton comes alive, meaning Carl Frampton. Looked great last night in the main event of that said card you're talking about against Luke Jackson. Great body attacks from Frampton, awesome uppercuts, the passion's there. He looked good last night. And let me say this about Belfast, man, like most of the UK. They know how to throw a party, man. That place was bumping.
Yeah, you know what? It used to bump like that back in the days when Tyson had big fights here and things like that, when everybody was excited and everybody came to fights. They were fight fans. They weren't just people that came there and wanted to be seen on television.
Right. Absolutely. You could see the passion in the audience and the commentators. I watched the UK broadcast, and I got to say, David Hay is good on the mic, man. You know, I was never really a fan of him as a fighter. But I tell you what, he could tear it up on the mic.
And who was that dweeb? Time out. Who was that dweeb doing the post-fight interview, though? I mean, you talk about industrial strength commentary and things like that coming from Tyson Fury. I mean, he sounded like a buffoon. You don't apologize for guys. I mean, you could roll your eyes if you're on camera. You know what I'm saying? You just roll your eyes and just keep rolling with it, man. But you don't sit there and apologize for anybody else said, man. Just keep rolling. He made it a bigger thing than it should have been. Anyway, take me through the rest of the weekend. I don't mean to interrupt you, Johnny.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. And, you know, it's a good segue what you said right there. Those guys are mouthpieces, man. Fury and Wilder, and that's what I love about this. And the post-fight, the more juicier it gets, I can't get enough of it. I think it's fantastic. But in other news, Brian Jennings last night didn't look too bad on ESPN in a nice heavyweight scrap.
He did exactly what he had to do. He darted in and out. I thought he was fighting scared at first. In the first round, he fought scared. And, you know, some people can fight scared, and you can actually see them that they're fighting scared. I never fought scared. I fought in fear. There's a big difference. But, you know, you just saw he was fighting scared, darting in and out. This is the bigger guy, of course, Dimitrenko at one point in time considered a force, but now 41-4, I think. 21 KO, something like that. Pretty good fighter back in the day. But man, he's sort of how can I put this? He's not what he was at his peak. And Brian Jennings, where does he fit in the heavyweight picture with this win?
Well, here's what's up. Going back to Demetrenko real quick, you're absolutely right. One-trick pony. He's got a right hand, and that's about it. Big guy, too. A big dude to try to get off shots on. And Brian Jennings, luckily enough for him, has a great jab and a long reach and was able to neutralize that size. For Brian Jennings, I mean, let's see what happens. There's a lot of heavyweight fights coming up. Pulov and Hughie Fury's coming up. Oquendo and Manuel Char. We'll see what happens there. You know, Adam
Time out.
Yeah.
You mean Fresekendo?
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, the guy who hasn't fought in 4 years is up for a title grab.
And well, you know what? He sort of reminds me of Von Bean. I did a Von Bean Evander Holyfield title fight in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
And I remember Jack Fist, the Hall of Fame writer, putting in the paper that Von Bean only fights for the title. You know, I mean, remember because he got like 3 or 4 title fights. Like Butch Lewis got him like 3 or 4 title fights within like 5 fights. 3 or 4 of them were.
He was scrapping with Lennox. He was scrapping with Evander. He was scrapping with the top names. You know,
I wouldn't call him scrapping though. He was more like I don't know. He stunk the joint out, man.
More like getting scrapped, right?
Yeah, you know. Anyway, I remember that was the night Joe Frazier and Butch Lewis shouted all those racial epithets at referee Brian. I think it was referee Brian Gary. Just shouted all kinds of honky and all kinds of stuff at him from the corner. You know, because Holyfield was putting a pasty on him. That was their second fight, I believe. Anyway, let's go back to the weekend. The heavyweight division right now has got another guy that won a WBA crown last night. What is he all about?
Which heavyweight are we talking about, Pete? I'm sorry.
Brian?
Tyson. I'm sorry.
Derek
Bryan?
Brian
Jennings.
No, Derek Bryan. He won according to my stats here, he won an interim WBA title last night.
Oh, I didn't see that fight. I'm not familiar with that kid, Pete.
Okay, all right. The rest of the heavyweight division, is it just 3 guys? Is it just these 3 guys? Does anybody else matter?
Well, I mean, you have the other guys that will give you tough fights, like Luis Ortiz. I know we say he's 55 and change years old. You know, Pulov's there. We got him in a fight against Hughie Fury. He's only lost 1 fight himself. Dillian White's always a good guy to scrap with. You know, he mixes up for very entertaining fights. Jarrell Miller's coming up. I mentioned Adam Kornacki before. Dominic Breazeale is there. Chisora could always be a player. I mean, it's not that bad. The heavyweight division, I mean, it's not like it was in the 90s, but, I mean, there's some guys there that on any given night, like we saw last night with Jennings, one punch can just end things and change the whole landscape.
You know, I try to throw a hook out here with a little tiny piece of bait on it, and I thought Johnny would bite on it. He didn't. What I was mentioning was that Trevor Bryan, now 20-0, 14 KOs, defeated the incredibly not so heavyweight BJ Flores, who's now 34-4-1, 21 KOs.
Okay.
He got dropped how many times? 6 times. We call this an Otis elevator fight. Up and down, got dropped 6 times, stopped in the 4th round. But you know, who is this guy, Derek Bryan? Who is Trevor Bryan? Does he fit into this mix, or he's just a guy that happens to have an interim belt?
You know, it's funny. That's why I went over my head. Trevor Bryan is the guy that beat Flores last week, like you said, en route to knock him down 6 times in 4 rounds.
Right.
First time I ever heard the name. Fight wasn't televised. Had to go to my sources online to find, you know, an alternate source for it. Found it. Man, he put the hurt on Flores, but Flores isn't a heavyweight. You know, at best he was a cruiser. An articulate, smart guy. Why is he still fighting? Obviously, he can't take it like he used to. You know, as far as a scouting report on Bryan, I mean, he looked like a world beater against BJ Flores. But let's see. Let's try to get him in there with, you know, some guys out there like a Carlos Takam or, you know, other guys I was mentioning that are out there right now in the mix at the heavyweight division. Even a Joe Parker. It's not bad. There's at least 15 guys there. Povetkin, you know, we'll see how he does against, you know, Anthony Joshua. But there is a division there. There are some names.
You know, there are some guys that are so outright intelligent. I thought Ray Leonard was really, really sharp, intelligent. I thought Oscar was pretty smart, this and that. But some of the smartest guys continue and come back and fight when they probably shouldn't. Of course, that's the subject for another day. But right now, I'm looking at the entire spectrum as far as the heavyweight division is concerned. We've got those 3 or 4 names. I know you've got these other guys are clamoring to be contenders, but right now, it's just it's the bottom line is that these are the names. As far as middleweight is concerned, is Las Vegas heating up for this Gennady Golovkin-Canelo rematch?
Absolutely, man. And they're starting their press tour. I know that they had some bad blood, but now they're starting to understand that there's a business to this thing, and they have to swallow their pride and start, selling the fight, as we call it. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a great affair. I think it's going to be better than the first one. And I'm interested in seeing how that layoff affects Canelo. Not many people are talking about the fact that the last time he fought was a very long time ago, and maybe with no Flintstone vitamins.
Well, that's what Triple G should do. Triple G should just give him a bottle of Flintstone vitamins. I mean, that's what he should do. He should walk over in a press conference and say, look, man, I know you need a little competitive edge here. And Pedro said, send this down to you. So here's your Flintstone vitamins. He cheated probably for a good portion of his life. Nobody cheats once. Nobody gets. I don't know anybody that cheats once and gets caught. I just don't. Like cheating on women. You don't get caught the first time. You always get caught later on down the road. The first time's like a gimme. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, maybe a subject for another day as well. A night of knockouts in Puerto Rico, according to some internet plans. Of course, Brian Jennings winning as well. Is this? How can I put it? As we look at the 122-pound division right now, you mentioned the fact that Carl Frampton is now fighting at 126. At 122, who's the guy at 122 right now? Who's your guy?
Isaac Dogbay's nice. TJ Jahuni, who just fought on ESPN over the week. Good-looking fighter, showing good craft. Ray Vargas. You got Jesse Magdaleno down there. And then if he goes north anywhere 4 pounds, you got a nice who's who of the division. You got the Jojo Diaz's there, the Oscar Valdez's, Abner Mares's, Gary Russell's, Leo Santa Cruz. So you have a whole bunch of options for this guy. I believe he's going to fight a guy named Josh Warrington next, who's unbeaten. Good UK fighter, seen him a couple times. And I think that's going to be a big fight in Belfast that I believe BT Sports announced last night.
Okay. Hector from South San Francisco shot me this text. What happened to HBO's Fighter of the Year? Was it 2016 or 2017? Chocolito Gonzalez.
Oh, well, you got to ask Saul Run decide what happened there, bro.
Hey,
he's going to be on the undercard on the Triple G fight, though, to my knowledge.
Yeah, Max. He was Max's boy. I mean, that Max got him the contract with HBO. Max got them to invest all that money in him. And the bottom line is you can't really invest a lot of money in light guys moving up in weight because there's such a difference between 108, 112 pounds, and 112 pounds and 115 pounds. And people laugh when I say that, but if you get a guy that's a 112-pound champion and put him next to the 115-pound champion and they're both at their weight, obviously the 115-pound guy's bigger.
Yeah, that's people that, get on you for that sort of thing or always mention, hey, you guys talk about weight a lot. Yeah, because if you ever fought, you understand the significance of just a few pounds, especially if you're a small guy moving up in weight, and that's really small. So, every pound matters. Why do you think the divisions are so close together? 115, 122, 126, 130. Because once you get past 126, the frame changes entirely, So you got to be real careful. Those guys that move up, they could get hurt.
On the other side of the break, Johnny and I'll talk about hour number 2. Of course, you are tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Ring Talk Live Worldwide 34. Make that 35 years now of radio presence. Open phone lines around the planet. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the guilt-free no commitment text line. Check us out. 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live, baby, on Sports Byline.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-430-4234. 800-430-4234. That's 800-430-4234. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Well, that's a changing in society today, and that's it's a lot of, we could get into that. We go into a million things, even though to watch so many of the shows. I mean, it's nothing but stuff, whether there's crime scene or this and that. Is always the TV show is cutting up the body, somebody's finding the body decomposed and all of it. Just a society right now that just totally out of focus. Excessive violence, excessive sex on TV and the music and the theaters. I mean, it's just and the sports, the only thing that they can relate to, which they see mostly is basketball and football, mainly basketball, and that's what the kids are most part going into, especially black kids. And it's normally you want to go into something what you see. You don't even see all the amateur boxing on TV. A lot of people see something, that's what they want to be involved with, but they don't even see that anymore.
The late Goldfather, Emmanuel Stewart, of course, Mr. HBO, Mr. Detroit Boxing, introduced me to Aretha Franklin one night. Take that back. December 10th, 1999, I was a ring announcer at Cobo Hall, and we got to introduce Aretha Franklin, who sang the national anthem. What can I say? She was a class act. Emmanuel's a class act. Johnny Signorella's a class act. Johnny, what's coming up in hour number 2 with you?
Well, we could discuss the Canelo Triple G rematch. I'm looking forward to talking about that. Some more heavyweights. We'll look at the boxing landscape, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Superfly 3 on HBO. Hey, man, for summertime, boxing is hopping right now.
Hot and happening, no doubt about that. In the world of mixed martial arts, that Khabib-Conor fight seems to get everybody's attention, huh?
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to that fight.
Yee.
Talk about press tours between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Khabib and Conor McGregor. We're going to have a very interesting fall coming up. With just press tours alone.
In retrospect, Anthony Joshua's kind of dull.
Well, I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
I said in retrospect, Anthony Joshua's kind of dull compared to these guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love the fact that he's a gentleman. He's throwback. But I mean, at this point in time, you know, these guys are taking center stage, man. They're getting that spotlight and that limelight flashed right on them.
He's way too much of a gentleman, though. I mean, he's got to be, he's got to get a little bit, get assertive with his verbiage.
He got put in the friend zone. He's being put in the friend zone, Pete.
Straight up, hour number 2, Johnny Signorello will be back at 40 minutes past the hour. I'll talk mixed martial arts till then. Of course, this is hour number 1 of 2, live on Sports Byline each and every Sunday. Of course, we're talking about Ring Talk live worldwide, baby, 35 years now of radio presence. Don't forget, 2 hours of Ring Talk live worldwide. Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific time, an hour of boxing and an hour of mixed martial arts. We combine both hours, of course. We can talk about anything, but straight up, I thank you so much for tuning in to Ring Talk live worldwide. Tune in to hour number 2, but straight, you can be anywhere in the world, but you listen to Ring Talk. What can I say? I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hour number 2, still to come on Sports Byline.
Here's an urgent alert from the Student Loan Hotline. The average student loan debt is $25,000. Have you been out of college for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? If you are struggling with paying off your student loan, if you are past due, Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop harassing collection calls, even eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the Student Loan Hotline right now. 800-949-8707, 800-949-8707, 800-949-8707, 800-949-8707.
You are about to experience the most face-fracturing, jaw-jarring, bone-breaking, neck-cracking type of radio known to mankind. Welcome to the No Holds Barred Show.
Welcome to hour number 2 of No Holds Barred. Of course, talking mixed martial arts and some boxing in this hour. Of course, boxing is a mixed martial art. A lot of people don't think about that, but yet it is one of the mixed martial arts. Anyway, we're talking mixed martial arts in this hour. Open phone lines around the planet. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Of course, the guilt-free no commitment text line is popular. No commitment. 415-275-1613. That's right. The no commitment text line, once again, 415-275-1613. Well, UFC 229. Man, that's going to be the fight. Of course, Conor and Khabib. We'll just use their first names because you don't even need to talk about their last names when you talk about these two guys in the world of mixed martial arts. It's going to go down. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Will it live up to the hype? Do super events live up to the hype? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But Conor, man, and Khabib, both these guys got a point to prove. That's going to be one hell of a fight. We'll talk about that in depth today on the MMA Hour. We'll also talk in depth about the world of boxing with Johnny Signorello. Bring him in as well. That's right. Johnny Sig from Las Vegas. We'll talk boxing, heavyweight boxing, welterweight boxing. Maybe we'll even get down to the flyweight. That's right. We're talking boxing in the latter part of this hour. Straight up, you're tuned in the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. You're tuned to No Holds Barred live on Sports Byline.
have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-430-4234. 800-430-4234. That's 800-430-4234. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com. That's MYEVOZ.com to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
UFC 229 is really the only event worth talking about. Conor McGregor, of course, the former champion, the guy that really never got beat at 155 or 145 for the man, of course, took the title at 145 from Scarface Jose Aldo in stunning fashion, knocked him out like in the blink of an eye, man. It wasn't a fluke. I mean, he hits hard, real hard, and he's got decent boxing skills. So when you combine that, and, some of these guys in mixed martial arts, I don't care what you say, but for some reason, they don't catch well. And I used to say this about kickboxers exclusively. I mean, in San Francisco, I used to drill these kids. They had a team of kickboxers that was downstairs, and they'd bring these guys up, and some of these guys were heavyweights, and I would drill these guys, just drill them. I was only 135, 140 pounds, just messed them up. I ruined their day, man. They weren't able to take it on the chin. They didn't take punishment that well, okay? And sometimes I think about that, MMA fighters not being able to take it. Yes, some guys can take it on the chin with those little gloves. They're only 4-ounce gloves. Straight up, punishment is not the key. Taking punishment is not the key. Dishing it out is the key. I mean, that's the success in the world of mixed martial arts. Because if you take a certain amount of punishment, guess what? Not only will they stop the fight at one point in time, but eventually it's going to stop you. That's right. I mean, the residual effects of combat sports, it's just not pretty. That being said, football is more dangerous. Open phone lines around the planet. I kid you not. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Of course, as I said, UFC 229, the only event worth talking about. Why do I say that? Because, when you look at the UFC list of events, and outside of that, Tyrone Woodley going to defend the title of UFC 228. I can yawn about that. Mark Hunt, like 45-year-old Mark Hunt's going to do a card in Russia against a Russian fighter, Olenek. I mean, come on, am I supposed to get excited about that? And thank God they're not on pay-per-view, or you have to give me Viagra to get up for that. Straight up. I mean, Khabib, that's the fight. 25-0. 25-0. Boxing fans, guys that really don't follow mixed martial arts, are telling me, hey, man, what's up with this Khabib guy? And what's up with Conor McGregor? Well, everybody knows Conor McGregor because he fought Floyd Mayweather. Well, he didn't fight Floyd Mayweather. He sort of went 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, or, sort of played around. They sort of made a lot of money. Nobody got hurt. And, he made according to his estimates, he made somewhere around $100 million. Now, I want to doubt that, but then I don't want to doubt it because I realize the guy's got incredible drawing power in Europe. Incredible drawing power, okay? So, that being said, if he made $50 million, that's a whole lot of money. So how can you get up for a lousy, $5, $6, $7, $8 million max? Because the UFC throws dollars around like they were manhole covers. I'm serious. They don't throw them around like they were nickels. They throw them around like they were manhole covers. They don't throw around too much money. Guys don't get paid too much. You look at the UFC pay structure, it's like 12% max. In the minds of many, the estimate is that 12% of the total UFC revenues goes to payroll for fighters. 12%. Imagine that. Living, dying, making your living on the UFC, and you're only getting 12% of the take. I mean, that's why I tried to tell you that your time in MMA, especially MMA, can be the blink of an eye, because I'm talking about, you can get stopped so many ways. You can get stopped by submission. You can get somebody rip your head off. Somebody can choke you. Somebody can knock you out. So you can get disqualified. I mean, lose on points. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to lose in MMA. That's why it's so hard to stay undefeated and stay, to build a legacy. Because once guys lose one fight, a lot of guys just don't come back and do so well after that. Because the first fight that you lose, especially in the big upper echelon world of the mixed martial arts world, I'm talking about the UFC and things like that, you're losing the world-class guys that are hitting you extremely hard. So the residual effects of all that stuff, not so good. So what am I trying to say? Pay them more. They should get more than 12% of the pie. I mean, if you had a pie, think about this. If you had a pie and there was only 10 pieces in the pie, and you had the fighters that this entire company, the whole world was built on the backs of these fighters, okay? And they're only getting 12%. That means 88% of the money is going somewhere else. I mean, wouldn't you scratch your head and say, this sounds like slavery. This sounds like a plantation. Well, guess what? That plantation is being challenged in a couple of months. Of course, in a Clark County courtroom. I'm talking about Las Vegas, Nevada. Zuffa Sports going on trial. Of course, a class action lawsuit brought by a bunch of fighters, including my buddy on this show, King Kyle Kingsbury, of course, the retired light heavyweight from the UFC, and of course, Kung Lee, the man that did his thing both in the UFC and Strikeforce, of course, and he was like a Vietnamese movie star. I mean, he was like the guy. When he fought in San Jose, I didn't know what it was this first time, and I went and I saw all these people were waving this little gray thing. What the hell are they waving? Well, I looked a little closer. It was a flag. It was a Vietnamese flag. I'd never seen it before, but they were like, I would say of a crowd of 15,000 people, they were 8,000 strong for Kung Lee. So Kung Lee had one hell of a following. Then, of course, the UFC got involved, and then he started losing, and things like that. Why did he start losing? And, of course, was he made to take fights that he wasn't 100% for? That's what a lot of this lawsuit's about. The fact that they're demanding fighters to take fights when they're not 100%. And if you take this, I'll take care of you and things like that. Allegedly, that's what Dana told people, and, of course, didn't deliver on all his promises. Promoters never deliver on their promises. Not all of them. They can't. Listen, you have to satisfy fighters. I've seen negotiations with, I want to say, some top-name guys. I just say top-name guys, put it to you like that. And they're really turds in negotiations. I mean, you're having a camp, and they're pushing the envelope further and further and further. Instead of being able to get $150 a day in food money, they want $300 a day. And it just gets out of hand. Some fighters are really tough to deal with. They really are. In the world of mixed martial arts, you've only got one person calling all the shots. And right now, that's Dana White. So there isn't a different promoter here and there. It's just Dana. So it's what Dana says goes. So there's no different personalities or different people you can approach. It's Dana. And you've only got one guy running things. You've got a totalitarian type of system. or an authoritarian, you know what I'm trying to say, just one authority. There shouldn't be one authority no matter what, not in mixed martial arts, and definitely not in the United States of America, if you know where I'm going there. Bottom line is, the UFC, I think it's in trouble money-wise. It was sold for $4,200 million last year. That's $4.2 billion. And the biggest fight card of the year that they've got, of course, upcoming UFC 229. After that, I'll go through the events for you. Nothing really announced. Frankie Edgar and the Korean Zombie, that's going to be UFC Fight Night from the Pepsi Center in Denver. That's November 10th. Outside of that, there's UFC 230. No fights announced for that. And, of course, UFC 229. That's going to be the one that I guess they want to go to the bank on this year. October 6, 2018, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Khabib, of course. Khabib, we don't talk about his last name because it's too hard to say on the radio. Anyway, he is 25 now. He's never lost. He's never been threatened to lose. And what's scary about this guy is that he tells people. I used to tell people stuff in the ring, like, I'm going to kill you, and things like that. You know, grumbling guys here, getting close, say something about his mother. Oh, I'm just kidding. But you want to infuriate a guy. Anyway, Khabib doesn't infuriate guys. He demeans them. He goes, I have broken you. I have broken you. Quit before you get hurt. I have broken you. And yeah, he has broken you, man. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, Khabib, 25-0. Good Lord, man. An amazing, amazing athlete, no doubt about it. Good fighter. He can box a little bit. Doesn't tuck his chin as well as I like. A lot of mixed martial arts guys don't do that. That's where some of the flaws are, that they don't box enough, I think. Anyway, he's got good, decent boxing skills. When he gets people on the ground, it's like murder. So Khabib got to be a slight favorite here against Conor McGregor. Think about that. McGregor and underdog. Of course, he lost to Nate Diaz the last time out. Can he lose again? Will Conor be back? Will Conor ever hold that magical, mythical title of pound for pound, the best in MMA anymore? Who knows? Anyway, bottom line is UFC 229. It's going to rock and roll. Outside of that, the rest of the schedule sort of sucks. We're going to talk boxing. Bring Johnny Sig back. You're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Hey, we're talking MMA, baby. The MMA Hour, live on Sports Byline.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies, but you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to call InventHelp for free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
Can I tell you something?
Huh?
I played high school football.
Mm-hmm.
Football that's a tough sport. Compared to boxing, it's much tougher than boxing. I enjoyed it while I was playing it, but it's a tough sport. I thank God that I did play when I started boxing. When I got tired from working hard, I thought about football days. I kept it on going.
Man, football is easy compared to boxing. Ernie Shaver is the hardest puncher in heavyweight history, according to the so-called historians. I think he's off a little bit there. I'll tell you, not too many. I'm not going to go there. At the end of the day, I think the fact that boxers got to run not only in the morning, folks. Some boxers run 2 or 3 times a day just to maintain weight. In addition to the gym, of course, as I said, the diet. And we've always talked about making weight. Making weight it's just so paramount. You know, people with heavyweights, people laugh, he doesn't have to make weight. Yeah, like Henry Tillman told me that time when I had to get up and run at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning, folks. It's Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's freezing. It's like 19 degrees below zero. No, but it's about 19 degrees, and it's snowing, okay? So they've got us out there running. Hard to build up a sweat at that point in time, but you do because you're all wrapped up like 19 sweaters and hoodies and all that kind of good stuff and plastic. You're all wrapped up. Anyway, so I get back, I'm coming back from lunch. It's like at 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, coming back from lunch. And there's Henry Tillman, the eventual 1984 Olympic gold medalist. There's Henry Tillman coming out to do his road work. He didn't have to run until like noon or 12:30. I used to ask him, Henry, how come? Man, I was a heavyweight. Didn't have to make weight. I guess that's the way it is. Bottom line is, I had to make weight, and when you have to make weight, it's a different animal. It just is a different animal. I can tell you why, because when I fought at 147 and didn't have to make weight, I got licked like a stamp. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Bottom line is, let's take it back to Las Vegas, bring in John Signorello. Of course, the big fight coming up in a couple weeks, Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, of course, taking on Canelo Alvarez, their first fight, a draw. John, I go back to the scorecards there, the Signorello scorecards. How did they have that first fight? How did you have that first fight?
I had Triple G winning by a couple rounds, I believe, off the top of my head.
7-5?
113. Yeah, that sounded about right. I might have had one even in there. Let me tell you something, though. I got a scouting report for you on Canelo. And I saw a really bad habit, like especially in this fight, where when he throws a right hand, he pulls back wide, bro, and does some kind of weird quirk. Like he almost like smacks his butt or his hip or like does like an Olay type of thing. And I noticed that if you watch that fight, every round is almost the same in that Canelo, a minute and a half in, halfway through the round, starts to begin to tire. And the rounds where he really put it on G, even more so, he runs out of gas.
Yeah, that's the knock on him.
Oh, yeah. And so I think that could be an issue. Now, for Triple G, my scouting report, for him not to do is one bad flaw he has. He puts his hands up real high, crouches, leans forward, susceptible for uppercuts. And Canelo could really let his hands fly on the inside quickly. And he got nailed with a couple shots. And I was rewatching this fight recently. I realized, I'm like, man, Canelo could be real explosive on the inside. At the end of the day, I think, I keep talking about explosive activity, I think we get a knockout in this one. I'm leaning towards Triple G.
You know what's funny is that I was looking at some video this week of Canelo Alvarez training, hitting the pads with his hand wraps on, and I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, his legs didn't look good. He didn't look good. And you're right. As far as that spasm or whatever he does there when he goes to throw that right hand, it's a telltale sign, and a good fighter will look for that. I mean, but is Gennady Golovkin better than a good fighter, or is he just a good fighter? And are there great fighters nowadays in 2018 in boxing? Are there anybody out there great right now?
I think we have potential for greatness. We're seeing like a new class come into play, if you will. Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, David Benavidez, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia, Regis Prograis. I mean, there's a lot of names. Sir Rungvisai, Inoue. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that have this potential for greatness. And I think that's why boxing is in such a good place right now, because it has a special feeling to it. It has something that was a little bit removed over the past couple of years before about, I'm going to say 2015. There was a big shift in momentum. And there's other cats out there like Usyk, the cruiserweight. Man, what a display in that World Boxing Series that guy put forth. What talent in this guy. And that's what I like to see. It's like these guys are students of the game, Pete.
Now, you talked about the World Series in the UK and in Europe. Talk to the people about that. A lot of people in America don't know about that.
Well, unfortunately, because it didn't have any television rights. And to my understanding, it's going to be picked up by DAZN, which is an app that Eddie Hearn's putting out for the next wave of tournament that's coming out with 2 weight classes. They did 2 weight classes the last go-around. The cruiserweight one was the show stealer. Now, again, I had to use my internet sources to find this because, again, I'm a boxing junkie. That's what I do. And they were compelling. And it's a tournament where they take some guys that are willing to go out there, the best in the division, if you will, and go toe-to-toe and have a tournament-type bracket. Once you lose, you're eliminated. And, you know, the winner moves forward till it's all sorted out, and there's one man standing. And that man was Usyk in the cruiserweight division.
He was the WBO champion before that. I think he was a scary-looking dude. And when they win this tournament, it's like, is there $1 million? What is there at the end of the rainbow?
Well, he got some money, cleaned out the division. The end of the rainbow is that you're just the top dog, man. You're the kingpin out there. And I think that, to my understanding, Tony Bellew is going to go back down and face him now, which could be a good money. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same about him, trust me. But, which could be a good money fight for him, globally. So he gets to at least take on a name and, I guess, call the shots from there. If he wants to go to heavyweight, he could go to heavyweight.
In hour number 1, you and I speculated, or we talked about Joshua being the odd man out here. He's not the odd man out. He could draw 80,000 people in a stadium fighting you or me. So he's not the odd man out.
No, listen, man, no disrespect. I love Anthony Joshua. Gentleman, consummate professional. He will sell out arenas anywhere facing anyone. Make no mistake about it. I think that the mistake that they made was his promoter was trying to bait in Wilder to go on the undercard of this Povetkin fight coming up for Joshua, right? So I think he was trying to bait him in, not taking Tyson Fury's comeback seriously. He's going to go back on blow, whatever. We'll be able to line up a fight with Wilder, no problem. To everyone's surprise, Fury fought twice in that period of time. He didn't look great, but he's here. And next thing you know, he got kicked to the curb, meaning Joshua missing out on a potential fight with Deontay Wilder or Fury for now. Let's look at the obvious. For me, the obvious is that Wilder's going to knock Fury out and that, Wilder and Joshua will meet. But I think at that point in time, now Joshua's camp's got to make concessions towards Wilder because now Wilder's got this bargaining chip. Hey, dude, I beat that guy over in the UK. I beat your fellow mate, so now maybe you come to America.
But I'll go back to what I said with Larry Merchant. I mean, if one guy could draw 9,000 people and the other guy draw 90,000 people, how do you split the money?
That's a great point, and that's where Joshua's team has still a heavy foot in the bargaining negotiations of this thing. But again, if Wilder, and there's a lot of ifs here, if he gets past Fury and does it in stunning fashion, because we know Wilder gets him there, man, he goes for broke. He's going to try to take this guy's head off. I told
Larry that he's a gunslinger, he's a gun shooter. Larry
absolutely.
Larry didn't think. Larry sort of leaned away from that. I thought Deontay Wilder. He got 39 KOs, being a guy that looks to win on points.
I tell you what, if Wilder sees something, bro, he's going to go for it. He adapts. If he sees an opportunity, if he sees a vulnerability in Fury, especially when they're, in front of each other, and he's not that much big. I think when I looked at them yesterday, Wilder looked kind of taller than Fury. Could be the shoes, I don't know, But you have a situation where I think that Wilder could see something, and Fury's awkward, and he does some weird stuff. I mean, Wilder times an overhand right, which floored Fury in the past by a much smaller man, okay? And Steve Cunningham.
Yeah, but Cunningham didn't. But here's what's up. Cunningham didn't hit him on the jaw. Cunningham hit him on the top of the skull. So he hasn't got a glass jaw. He's got a glass head. That's what I said.
Well, don't we all? I mean, you get hit in that spot, it's very vulnerable.
Well, I don't. Here's what's up. I've always dismissed the size factor. In fact, there are a lot of guys I looked at and said to myself, if you weren't like 150 pounds bigger than me, I'd slap the absolute snot out of you like in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Now, I still think I can maybe slap the snot out of you, but, it's going to take me a little bit. You know where I'm coming from on that? So size, it matters, I think, only in combat sports and pornography.
Well, that's why you're a good fighter, Pete. You got to have that mentality, and people don't understand that.
Man,
and that's why I like Wilder as a champion. He's got confidence. He believes in himself. And I like when I see people with that kind of demeanor,
Never had a fight I didn't think I could win except when I was going to fight Zach Padilla. And I said to myself, it'd probably be easier not to make weight for this one. It'd probably be easier not to make weight. Call him like a week and a half, 2 weeks before I say, we're having problems in camp. We're not making weight. We're not going to take the fight. Man, Zach Padilla went on to win the IBF junior welterweight world title. And he has I think he still has a record thrown, the record for punches thrown in a 12-round fight. I mean, Johnny, I studied tape of him. Like backwards, forward, man. We used to run tape of him against the wall. We didn't have VHS. We had some bogus ass 16 millimeter tape or some kind of stuff, and we run it against the wall on a sheet and things like that. I mean, and I said to myself, look, Chris Gomez, my trainer, I said, I couldn't beat this guy if I hit him with a stick, and I just couldn't. So there was no sense in me fighting him.
Yeah, man, I know the feeling. I had a guy that was, 24/7 gym rat. And they put me against him. I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to have to do that. That guy's here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's leaving at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Are you going to put me in there with him?
You don't get to choose who you fight, only if you're a pro. You are tuned to the Mighty. That's right. You're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline broadcast, and we're talking mixed martial arts. Right now, boxing is a mixed martial arts. We're going to talk boxing in the next segment, of course. You're tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline broadcast over the text line. Text us. If you've got the stones, you can rip us. If you want a compliment, I'll go with that as well. The text line number, ready for this, 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. The UFC is taking the month off, so I sort of took off the UFC coverage as well. You're tuned in the Mighty Sports Byline broadcast. Don't worry, this is the MMA Hour, baby.
The decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right. The World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Who's done it? We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host. I can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
I love iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Love it.
Everywhere, man. Seriously. Everywhere, man. 20 million songs from 450,000 artists. iHeartRadio.
Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota.
I create my own radio stations.
Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. iHeartRadio is that easy. Download the app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
I'm not invincible. The great Floyd Mayweather isn't invincible. Nobody's invincible. You just have guys that are really, really good at what they do. And that's just what it is. But anybody can be knocked out. Anything can happen in that ring. And that's why boxing has the buzz and intrigue that it has. And that's why it'll never die, because I'm a huge sports fan. I watch all sports. But it's one thing to watch a team sport, but it's something else to watch two men at the highest level battle, and one may be favored over the other, but you never know what's going to happen. And that's why boxing is the way it is.
Now, more of the MMA Hour with Pedro Fernandez.
You sure know your boxing? Well, all I know is never bet on the white guy.
Not invincible, Andre Ward, but unbeaten. The retired light heavyweight champion of the world, of course, the Olympic gold medalist 2004, told me he wouldn't be fighting past 2011, 2012, fought until 2017, of course, retired after being Kovalev the second time. The first time, a bit controversial, but the second time, he closed the book on his career, and he did so in style. Andre Ward rides off into the sunset, unbeaten, much like Rocky Moore. How many guys ride off undefeated? Outside of Marciano, can you name any guys that ride off at the top of their game, undefeated as champion?
No, not unbeaten, but I will give Lennox Lewis this. He beat every guy he's ever fought. Now, albeit he lost twice. Once to Hasim Rahman, and who was the other dude he lost to that cried? Oliver McCall. Remember when he cried in the ring?
Yeah.
In the rematch, he had an emotional breakdown, But to Lennox's credit, he knew when to get out, and most importantly, he's got his faculties and he's got his money.
Yeah, he struggled with Klitschko in that last fight. He was struggling, and he was tired, man. He was tired. And that's just it. Nothing substitutes for tired. You can't, if you get a second win, and, it takes a while if you're young and things like that and you're in good shape. But if you're not, and your second win, deep down inside, this second win ain't coming, man. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Stick a fork in me. It's a horrible feeling. It's a feeling of self-defeat.
Well, that's when the mental side starts getting you. Your psyche starts to break you down. And man, I'm not good right now. I'm looking for the exit door. I'm looking for a way out, looking at the clock, seeing how much seconds are left in the round. Hopefully there's only a few type of thing. And that was a grueling fight, though. What did you have? You had two guys, huge men, 6'7", 6'6", over 250 pounds each. Leaning on each other, landing bombs, blood all over the place. Remember Klitschko's eye in that fight?
Yep. Hey, we talked about Hasim Rahman a little earlier. 2 dead bodies found in the trunk of one of his cars. Took $500,000 in cash from Don King in a duffel bag and tore up a $24 million check from HBO. He didn't think the check was going to pay. Don King told him that check ain't no good.
Oh, my God. For once, I'm a lack of words here.
500 grand. Oh. Hey, and I guess it's Louisa. And Louisa. Anyway, wrap it. All right, here's a story on Frank Warren. It's Frank Warren. Okay. Frank Warren was shot in 1989 by Terry Marsh. Terry Marsh is the former IBF light welterweight champion of the world. Now, I asked Terry about this, and Terry said to me, why would you think that, he turned it into a question, why would you think that I would be the person that shot Frank Warren? And he rolled it out to the point where, in between, you could put a a word here and there. I did it. Okay. Warren, I asked him one time, was it Terry Marsh? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, it was Terry Marsh. Frank Warren has screwed over Terry Marsh, according to Terry Marsh, and Terry Marsh put on one of those wrestling masks, and he goes, you don't get a gun, in the UK. The guns are rare in the United Kingdom. I mean, the guns just aren't happening. The cops got guns, nobody else. But he shot Frank Warren. And basically, he let Frank Warren know that it was Terry Marsh who was shooting him. And, of course, Warren hasn't really copped up to that. But Frank Warren was shot by Terry Marsh. Of course, Terry Marsh, he retired. I believe he was a once-beaten IBF junior welterweight champion. He retired champion because of injuries. Now, back to the upcoming schedule. We talked earlier about Mr. Porter. Sean Porter, is he a top 10 guy? And if he's a top 10, is he lower 5 or upper 5?
He could be top 10. He's definitely not lower 5 right now. He can be. He's right on the cusp. I just want more consistency. I want to see him in the ring more. I want to see him fight like a more knowledgeable type of game plan type fight going in, like more cognizant. I want to see him come in with a game plan because he's kind of all over the place. His style can be effective sometimes, and I really like his personality. I like what he does for boxing. He's a good guy, but I just need a little bit more from him in terms of just craft and skill. Show me something that's a signature type of win or signature type of display of your style.
I'm of the opinion that Terrence Crawford is not big enough to fight welterweight, and I'm also of the opinion that Danny Garcia is not big enough to fight welterweight. 34-1 now, 20 KOs. Talk to me about Mr. Garcia and his size at 147. He's not a guy that wants to engage. And when you move up in weight and you fight bigger guys, either you engage or you don't win.
Well, I mean, at that level, first of all, 147's got some names there. And you think about like an Earl Spence against Danny Garcia. I think Earl Spence destroys him, I think Garcia's got some good craft, and I think you hit it right on the head. I think he's good at 140. 140 is a popping division right now. A lot of guys down there, Maurice Hooker, Antonio Orozco, Regis Prograis, who I mentioned before. There's cats down there. But he's looking to stay at 147. And, even a Terrence Crawford, I think, handles Garcia. And, again, I think it's activity. These guys just aren't active enough to get any kind of rhythm or form an identity to their style. So, therefore, I think Garcia, is the type of guy that if he gets past Porter, where's it going? Porter I could see kind of hanging in there a little bit because he's so rough and he fights so gritty that he could just pull something out, and get like a surprise shot, flash knockdown on someone that could actually turn into something. So I favor Sean Porter in his fight moving forward.
But Porter's a small guy. He's a short little guy. I mean, that gives Danny some incentive at 147. But stacked up against another guy at 147, Danny just doesn't look 147 pounds. There's a difference between 139 or 140 and 147. The aforementioned Mr. Crawford, 33 and zip. Manny Pacquiao, still mentioned in the game now. Was he 99 years old? No, he's 39. 60 and 7 with a couple of draws. Earl Spence, the stud, 28 years old, 24 and zip out of Texas. Danny Garcia, 34 and 1. Sean Porter, 28 and 2. Jeff Horn, I don't even know why Jeff Horn's around here. Don't you think that Jeff Horn's the type of fighter you can make a statement against, and that Crawford didn't make the statement against him that he could have?
Again, you're 100% right on the mark with that. He's got enough relevant of enough name from the Pacquiao win, whether you felt he won or not. It's there. You can't take it away. So if someone comes in and whacks this kid out and looks good against him, yeah, that's a good stepping stone type of name. Horn's going to be there until that happens. That's a perfect point you made.
Okay. The guy that I consider extremely entertaining, but he can't get himself together, I call him chubby. I'm talking about Adrian Broner, 33 and 3, 24 kills. He's got ability, but he's ghetto, and he had that draw with Jesse Vargas. That last draw was, I think that was in April. Are they going to do that again?
Maybe. I know Vargas has a fight on the zone, a very underwhelming fight. I don't know who it was against. Like, I looked at it, I just kind of forgot about it. That's why I can't even tell you who it was. But, so I mean, he's got to get past that. And Bronner, I like Bronner. He's got great hand speed, great talent. He's just got to keep his head straight, man.
Isn't Dualami, that's who he's fighting, Thomas Dualami. Wasn't he a junior lightweight?
I think something like that. Yeah, he was lower. I don't remember him being 147.
I mean, I'm looking down at his record at 140. Yeah. Take that back. 139. He started off at 132, 135.
Oh, so wow. He's a small kid.
Yeah, and he's fighting at 147. People laugh. As I said, 3 or 4 pounds is a lot. 5 pounds is really a lot. 10 pounds, ye God. I'm going to say, I told you. Go on.
No, I'm sorry, Pete, not to cut you off. It's frames. It's your body's frame. It's a completely different sized man. Going from, if you're, fighting at 130 and move up to 147, these guys could move up. The 147 cats normally, naturally, can move to 154, 160. So you're just dealing with a completely different style of frame and a different type of man there.
Okay. If there's a division outside of welterweight and middleweight that you want to talk about right now, what would it be? What division's hot?
I like the super middleweight division with David Benavidez, Gilberto Ramirez. Jose got the guys there. George Groves and Callum Smith are fighting. I saw a cat last night, and Jesse Hart looked really good, knocking out Mike Gavronski in 3 rounds on ESPN. So I think that's a really good division. I keep mentioning 140. That's a division that slowly just keeps popping off. And I think there's some good fights there. Maurice Hooker's going to fight Alex Aceto coming up. You got Jose Ramirez against Antonio Orozco. That's a good fight to look at on ESPN coming up, I believe, on September 14th. It's a really good division, And then I like the Superfly division. HBO, the one good thing HBO's done this year is they popped off within the past year this Superfly division with the names of Sor Rungvisai, Juan Estrada, Carlos Cuadras, Williams Arroyo, Donnie Nietes. There's a lot of guys.
Chocolito,
thank you very much. That's what's in my mind. So I mean, you got those guys. Inoue now graduating, moving up, I believe, to 118 in one of the tournaments coming up for the World Boxing Series. So there's a whole lot going on. Like, there's so much movement and activity in boxing, and I think it's a great thing. And all these outlets, man, I think there's right now 18 networks that cover the sport, right, in America. 18 different outlets to watch boxing.
Wow.
That's a great thing.
Zurdo Ramirez, of course, the WBO champion, 38 and zip. He's 27 years old. The aforementioned David Benavidez out of Phoenix, Arizona. I think he's the real deal. He's only 21 years old. He's 20 and zip, but he's got some ability. He's got attitude.
Pedro, he's my guy right now. That's what I look for in a fighter. Attitude, swagger. He goes in there, he's business. He has a very competent game plan. That's what I was talking about before. That's what I want to see in some cats like Garcia, Sean Porter. Show me who you are. Show me your trademark. Show me your quality. Benavidez goes in there. You know what you're going to get with this kid. He's got defense. He certainly has offense. And he's, like you said, bro, he's young.
But the one guy he seemed to have some trouble with is Ronald Gavril. He went 12 rounds with Gavril, won a split the first time, won a unanimous nod the second time, a shutout the second time around 119, 101, 109, and 120, 108 on two cards. So that was a shutout. What does he need to step out? And who's he with? Is he a top-ranked fighter?
Yes, I believe he's a top-ranked fighter because I recall seeing him on ESPN, which pretty much on their main shows is top rank. I know they do Golden Boy on Fridays, but I think their Saturday nights usually are top rank. But
why don't they put this guy in the main event and put him on TV and make him a bit of a star and build him up with a few fights? Because I know, with his attitude and his mouth, the fact he can speak both Spanish and English, and he's a millennial. Let me say it again. He's a millennial. I mean, this kid's young. He's only 21 years old.
Mm-hmm. He's young. He speaks both languages. He's TV friendly with his style. He entertains. He should be in the limelight a lot more. I think he struggled in his last 2 encounters because of step up in opposition. But again, 21 years old. The kid's learning on the job a little bit. But I think with the right, crafting to his career and exposure, this kid could really be someone.
Last question. You said guys learn on the job. Julio Cesar Chavez didn't have an extensive amateur career. A lot of guys, his son, especially. Can guys get by without an amateur career in boxing and make it to the upper echelon?
I think if you're in the heavier weight classes, that's, because at any point in time, one punch can destroy you. The lower weight classes, there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of work ethic there. So I think you have to be mindful, unless you're just a naturally talented guy. Some guys fight very unorthodox, and they get away with things that, normal people can't get away with because of their athleticism.
John Signorello on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Johnny, say you have a good week. We'll talk next week, bro.
Thank you so much, Pedro, and thank you to all our listeners, man. Enjoy.
The great one, John Signorello, live on the MMA Hour, courtesy of the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing new author submission kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
So you've been kicked, punched, choked, slammed down, knocked out, and even had some bones broken. So what makes you think you can handle more than the Holds Barred Show, wise guy? Now back to the program.
Wrapping up 2 hours of No Holds Barred here live on Sports Byline. You know, you can be listening or doing anything you want in this entire world. There's a million things you could be doing. But hey, you're listening to this show, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Of course, myself, Dr. Mike, everybody associated with the show, Johnny Signorelli, and of course, the executive producer, Scott Cuddy. No Holds Barred comes to you each and every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 2 o'clock in Honolulu, Hawaii, and of course, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. The bottom line is, No Holds Barred. We live up to the name, baby. No Holds Barred. Until next time, don't forget, this is No Holds Barred live only on Sports Byline.